All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have yet another chapter of Sakamoto Days, and I hope this chapter is just as awesome as the last one. It would be wonderful for a birthday gift. Early birthday gift since my birthday's tomorrow. Let's go and get started, shall we? Yo, peoples! Qushu92 here. Welcome back to more Sakamoto Days. In the last chapter, we had the crazy mother with the knife fighting Osaragi, and almost seeming like she had an actually had an actual advantage over Osaragi, even going as far to poison her body, only for Osaragi to go crazy and just essentially drink toxin to keep herself from being drowned because she tried to slam Osaragi's face into some water to make her, drown. She drank the water and then proceeded in her delirium to basically crush this woman's throat. And apparently, with this chapter, this woman is not dead, but she is very much injured. So let's see what happens as Osaragi is facing down this woman who was giving her so much trouble. This woman heated up her knife, slashed her in the back, tried her best to beat her down, and Osaragi says, nah, I'm done. So let's see what happens in days 252. Halster, welcome back. Days 252, reason. And this woman is choking. Perfect.
Why, it hurts.
And Osaragi's just standing there, hands dripping with blood after basically crushing this woman's windpipe.
No way. How can you still move after drinking that much poisoned water? Any normal human would have dropped dead instantly.
And mind you, Osaragi's eyes are still hazed over.
Can she even hear me? Her eyes are unfocused. The poison is clearly working. I can finish her off. Maggot!
And she rushes Osaragi. And when the knife looks like it's getting close to Osaragi's face, Osaragi, in her haze, kicks this woman in the neck. Kicks her in the neck! Hard enough to draw blood. And then this woman is teetering, and in Osaragi's eyes, she looks like a ghost and goes,
Ghost? Yes, that's right. I'm a ghost. Come to think of it, for some reason, this girl is weirdly scared of ghosts. Long ago, you murdered me. I'm back to haunt you.
And then Osaragi says,
No. Huh? Ghosts don't reflect in mirrors. They also don't have shadows.
And then she slams the mirror on the wall.
Don't worry. You're still alive. But now, you're gonna die.
And this woman is terrified.
She's a monster.
And this woman immediately bolts out of the bathroom and picks up the baby.
This girl isn't normal. She's not human.
And then she turns all the lights out.
I've got to get out of here. The sooner I can get away from this monster, the better.
And she's hiding in a closet as Osaragi basically starts, this is such a horror chapter. Osaragi is slowly walking through the house looking for her.
Where are you? Don't notice me. Don't notice me.
And then the baby starts crying. Oh, children are such wonderful creatures. They're such a wonderful blessing. Anyone who doesn't like kids is weird. Something's wrong with them. Okay. Let's see. Let's see how you feel. Let's see how you feel now that your very own child is ratting you out. But the baby starts crying, and and this woman is desperately trying to tell this child to be quiet. And then Osaragi, we cut from this woman's perspective, and she just sees Osaragi standing there, feet facing the closet. I'm done. I told you this woman terrified me. I told you Osaragi terrified me. Because all Osaragi does as she brings her hand back is
Found you.
and then destroys the closet with a circular saw, and the woman's head rolls out, dead. See, I thought Osaragi killed this woman by basically crushing her throat to basically nothing. But no. Osaragi cut that head off. She cut that head off. And as this woman's head rolls out, oh, not only that, but she basically dismembered her entire body because we see hands and arms going as well. She completely dismembered this woman, but the baby's fine. She went and got her saw. Ain't that scary? Ain't that scary? Osaragi wasn't actively looking for her. She went to go get her saw first. This is like a parent. You hiding from your parent as they're about to give you a whooping, and you see them walk past you. And then they come back and say, like, found you. And they got a belt in hand, and all you get is a... She went in her delirium. Mind you, she's not all there because she's poisoned. She went to go get her saw because Shishiba said, never let go of your weapon. This woman went to go get her saw to make sure that she killed this woman completely. And she did. Okay, that's one less person. The only person we have to worry about is the Saionji twins and Tanabata and Gozu. That's it. This woman dead. But yeah, getting back to it, we are still at pretty much the beginning of this chapter still. The woman's head falls to the ground. The baby's laughing at seeing his own mother. His own mother's head roll off. So that baby's crazy. Might need to put that one in Alkamar or something. And Osaragi's just looking as she places her circular saw down, still caked in this woman's blood, and goes,
Mr. Shishiba, hold on. Just a quick rest, and I'll be right there.
And then we cut back to Shishiba versus Gozu, and they're fighting all over the apartment courtyard. And then when they dash away from each other, Shishiba's arm starts bleeding. And then we see Gozu, and his chest and his shirt has been ripped open, and we see that he has some sort of like arc reactor on his chest. He has an arc reactor on his chest.
Pretty good effort, man. Must be hard to go to a public bath. Surprisingly not. I just hide it with a towel. They altered my body back at Alkamar. They did the operation on 9 of us, but only my body was compatible.
Meaning that everyone else died.
Every day I was terrified my body would reject the implants. I don't know how many times I cursed my life for those hellish days at Alkamar. Now we're fighting to reclaim our lives. The lives the JAA stole from me and my pals. Stay out of my way.
And then Gozu grabs onto this metal swing and charges it with lightning. Shishiba notices, and Gozu launches at him, basically using the chain of the swing itself. You know how Retsu was trying to fight Miyamoto and Bakudo? Essentially trying to use those weapons. Essentially electrifies it and slashes in the direction of Shishiba. And it looks like Shishiba's been hit. And it cuts to Shishiba as he reminisces and thinks about Osaragi.
Sometimes I wonder, maybe there's some other life out there for you.
Am I bad at killing?
That's not what I'm saying. Truth be told, Osaragi, I'm the one who wants to quit the assassin business.
As it shows him looking up and Gozu's hand is right in front of his face.
Taking out scumbags didn't stress me out, but at some point I started to sense that all the killing was going nowhere. We kill and there's no end to it. More evil just bubbles up to replace it. Does the world ever get any safer? What is order, anyway? Does what we do change anything? What am I battling for? Aren't I just a pawn at the JAA? When I break, they discard me. Not that it matters.
And it cuts to him thinking of Osaragi. And before Gozu can do anything to Shishiba, Shishiba blocks him because Gozu is thinking, oh, I already got it. But Shishiba's all like, "Tch," and then blocks his hand, much to Gozu's surprise.
I can't die. If you're a first-class assassin, you should know by now. You stand no chance of beating me.
And then Shishiba just goes,
"Tch, I got a real handful of a subordinate I gotta take care of."
and then Shishiba goes, and then he thinks of Osaragi going,
Don't go off alone. Take me with you.
Even if I tell you to stay away, you always come back.
and Shishiba is thinking about Yotsumura.
Well, if Osaragi's going to turn up, then I gotta at least live until she does.
And Shishiba blitzes Gozu and destroys one of his claws. Just instantly destroys one of his claws.
Bastard. Gozu, was it? Hang with me a little longer. Why don't you go recharge somewhere first?
He literally says, I may be bloodied and beaten, and you may have charged us, and you may be a threat, right? And you may be dangerous right now, but I ain't out of options. And if I took out one of your claws, I'm gonna take the other one out too. And Gozu's all like, impossible. Mind you, Gozu literally just said, if you're a first-class assassin, you should know by now, you stand no chance of beating me. 2 seconds later, one of his weapons is destroyed after saying this. Shishiba just says, if you're really an assassin, you don't need to say all this extra. Just do it. Shishiba doesn't say like, oh, I'm going to destroy your clawed weapon in this next strike. No, he just does it. And that's what Gozu is not getting. He's not getting that Shishiba is already sure of himself of being able to bring down Gozu. He's already sure of himself. Okay, and that's the end of the chapter. Yotsumura sighting, it's in a flashback, but I'll take it. That baby is lucky considering we see the woman's hand and arm go flying and they were really close to the baby. Yeah, meaning that Osaragi sliced through the closet close enough to kill the woman, but not close enough in any way to injure the baby itself. So that baby is incredibly lucky. But yeah, Osaragi said like, nah, this fight is over. And it's crazy that she didn't go around saying like, where are you? You know what? I don't even think she was saying, where are you to the lady? She was asking she was searching for her circular saw. Where are you, circular saw? Not where are you, crazy lady? She said that to her circular saw. She wasn't even, because she already knew. She already knew where this woman was. She was saying that to her weapon. And then just cut this woman apart instantly while the baby was laughing on. And then she just decides to rest a little bit. And then we cut back to Shishiba and Gozu. We find out that Gozu had some implants in him that allows him to charge up his body with electricity. So now we know how it works. It's not just like he charges his body through his gloves. No, it's literally an implant. He can literally draw in electricity to his body. And nine children, including himself, went through this experiment, went through this transplant surgery, and he was the only one to survive. And every day he was thinking about how many times it was actually going to break his body down. And he's saying, like, now we're fighting to reclaim our lives, the lives that JAA stole from me and my pals, by killing everyone who gets in my way that bothers me. Stay out of our way. Then tries to turn the swing into like an electrical sectional staff, whip staff, and manages to, hit Shishiba and cause him to bleed from his head. But that caused Shishiba to reminisce about how much Osaragi needs him. And wondering, I actually want to get out of the assassin business. And saying, like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to allow you, I can't die. After blocking Gozu, who was literally about to gouge his face in, because his hand was literally right here. Shishiba blocks the hit and goes like, I got a handful of a subordinate. I got a real handful of a subordinate I got to take care of. And then in that instant, he moves faster than Gozu and destroys one of his claws. And you can also see like lines around Gozu's hand showing that his hand is actively shaking from the recoil of that. And then Shishiba starts smiling. Mind you, we haven't really seen him crack a smile too often until he knows that he's about to win this fight. He goes, hang with me a little longer. Why don't you go recharge somewhere first? Saying like, yeah, go recharge yourself real quick. I'll wait. Then I'll take that other claw. Then I'll take your head. So that's where we're at with Sakamoto days. Shishiba has delivered the newest crucial blow to Gozu. He is down one electrical weapon right now. Mind you, we don't know what will happen to Gozu if he tries to draw on lightning without these claws. Or without them. We don't know if these claws are just used to enhance his attacks, or maybe they're even dampeners so he can draw on energy without it actually harming him too much. Maybe without too much recoil. But I don't know. But I will say this though, Gozu made a mistake. Showing off a component that is literally attached to his body that could, for all intents and purposes, be so knee-deep into it that any injury to it could actually backfire on him. So I think it was a mistake for him to reveal that he has implants that can be harmed. I think that was a fatal error for Gozu. Because if that hammer comes down on that implant, who knows what damage is going to be done to him. I don't think he should have allowed for that to happen at all. You just exposed an outside source on your body that could physically impair you if any damage is done to it. Yeah, Gozu just gave Shishiba a target. That's what I'm saying. He literally has a bullseye on his chest because looking at the arc reactor itself, it does look, and mind you, it shows that it's really embedded into his chest. Like he's got veins sticking out of it as well. Like it's kind of like extended further into his body other than where it was initially implanted. But he just painted a target on Shishiba's back. And Shishiba can do any number of things. Either hammer it in until he caves in his chest cavity, or use the claw of his hammer to rip it out. I don't even think showing it was a mistake because that was bound to get exposed eventually. I feel like the mistake was thinking that just because you had life hard at Alkmaar, you fighting and trying to kill all these people, and you being as strong as you are meant that no one else can touch you. And that you can just kill whoever you want. But, like Qui-Gon Jinn has always said, there's always a bigger fish. And the bigger fish is Shishiba. This man fights with hammers. He fights everyone with hammers. Even people who use guns, he fights them with hammers. And you think someone that has lived this long in the assassin business, was a part of the Order, literally one of the strongest groups of assassins around. You think a person who uses hammers is not someone to be concerned about? See, I told you, Gozu has this thought in mind that I'm as strong as I am, and I've beaten everyone everyone I've ever beaten, they were always weaker than me. But you got someone who's stronger and faster than you, too. Because mind you, remember, this is an individual who can supercharge his body with lightning to move faster than even Osaragi can react to. and Shishiba just blitzed him. Blitzed him before he even realized what happened, looking bewildered as his claw just fell off of his fingers. Mind you, his hand is still there. His hand is still there, but the weapon itself is gone. So he's down claws. So if he does that to the other ones, Gozu is not going to have like a real good medium in order to channel his powers through. It's just going to be his bare hands. But we don't know if this has impaired Gozu quite yet. Because he's just bewildered. He's just shocked and bewildered that that even happened in the first place. But Shishiba's all like, yeah, I got to stay alive until, let's see, if Osaragi's going to turn up, then I got to at least live until she does. So I don't know if Shishiba's saying that this could be it for me, but if it is, then I'm going to stay alive until Osaragi shows up. Mind you, Osaragi is fast asleep right now, sleeping off poison. That's a crazy thing to say out loud, isn't it? I'm just going to sleep off this poison. Not like have it extracted, not seek medical attention. Nah, I'm just going to sleep it off. That's Osaragi right now. So she's currently out of commission. Didn't we talk about this? Like, after this is done, I feel like Osaragi is probably going to be impaired by the poison, and she's probably going to need to rest while we cut to Shishiba. Didn't I say this? Didn't I say this last week? I feel like I did. I feel like I brought this up, that Osaragi is probably going to be out of commission because of the poison. Either you brought it up, Halster, or I brought it up. Either one of us. Either one of us. But that's where we're currently at right now. We are currently at Shishiba basically handicapping. She's pulling a honey badger technique. Yeah, literally. Honey badger don't care about teeth, about spikes, about claws, about bees, even about poison. I wonder if that's ever happened to a honey badger and has it ignored it too. But that's where we're currently at with Shishiba versus Gozu. I think we both did. Yeah, I think we both brought it up. I think we probably brought it up at the same time because I remember agreeing with you on something. I got to look at that stream again to see if I brought that up. But this was a nice chapter. This was a pretty good chapter of Sakamoto Days, showing that Shishiba, while Gozu is being like a nuisance right now, Shishiba can still get the upper hand in this situation. So we're going to have to see if the next chapter will see the end of Gozu as a threat, and then we can cut to either Tanabata or the Saionji twins. I honestly feel that when we get done with Gozu, we're going to cut to the Saionji twins, and then the last person to deal with will be Tanabata, because Shin has not been seen in ages. So I feel it's probably going to cut to Shin last out of everyone outside of Uzuki before we go up the chain of command of the Sakamoto store to Sakamoto himself dealing with Uzuki and getting rid of his alternate personalities. That's how I feel this goes. First we deal with Gozu, then the Saionji twins, then penultimate fight with Tanabata versus Shin, or confrontation, because we don't know how things are going to go. Confrontation with Tanabata versus Shin, and then the final foe to face down will be Uzuki with Sakamoto himself. That's how I feel things are going to go. But with Shishiba here, things are going a little bit better for him. So let's see if Gozu is going to have a moment of desperation. If he's going to say, like, there's nothing you can do to stop us, yada, 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 ha, 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 wah, 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 all this extra. Let's see if he goes down that path, or if he still thinks he has a chance to beat Shishiba, even though he's down one claw. We'll have to see. Overall, yet another wonderful manga chapter to have before my birthday tomorrow. I forget about both the twins, or is it just Kipe? From what I understand, I think Sheena was out of commission. And I thought it was just Kipe who was fighting Mafuyu and Natsuki. It is Natsuki, isn't it? It's not Natsuo. I think it's Natsuki. Yeah, it's just Kipe for now. Like you said, for now at least. And let's also not forget that her weapon got sliced in half. So it's not going to be as useful. But it can also be used as a hammer, so who knows? Who knows? So yeah, Saionji, Gozu, Saionji twins, Tanabata, and then lastly Uzuki, because everyone else is out of commission and is no way, shape, or form capable of, being a threat to anyone else, because all those fights have been resolved. Every other person that was supposed to be a new person for the Order, they've been subdued, except No, actually, yeah, they've been subdued except for Kipe and Sheena. Those are the only two prospects. Everyone else is either heavily impaired or dead. So we'll see. We'll see next week, which is going to be the last Sunday. Yeah, it's going to be the last Sunday of March. And then the 31st is on a Tuesday, so that works out perfectly for me. But overall, I enjoyed these chapters, and I can't wait to see what Shishiba does to Gozu now that Gozu's down one claw. Let's see how desperate Gozu gets during this fight. But that's all I got for you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being patient with me as I still go through these rehearsals. We only got a couple more to go, and then we're done. And then we can get back to our usual earlier times for manga reactions like we had before. But that's all I got for you guys right now. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Even consider checking out the membership and Patreon because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. Have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!